So the problem of taking care of finding cancer early, because if you can find cancer early, you can help save lives and reduce the cost. And both of those are major problems throughout the world. Throughout the world, every one of us has been affected by cancer one way or the other, right? As you rightly said.
Yes.
And especially when you look at breast cancer or cervical or ovarian, the women are the nucleus of the family. You know, we as kids, our lives revolve around our mothers, our wives take care of the kids, etc. Right, and so the woman is the nucleus of the family, and if she's not well, the family cannot really be well, financially, health wise, whatever it is, right? And so it's important to take care of that. Now, what has been developed is mammography as far as breast cancer is concerned. And mammography today is available to less than 4% of the world's population. Actually, less than 10%, but less than 4% of the women worldwide are tested with mammography,
Wow.
which is the standard of care. It's actually 3.8%.
Wow.
60 million women go through get mammograms done every year. Out of the 1.6 billion women over the age of 40 who should be getting tested, and really breast cancer is moving lower and lower in age, and so now they should really be, you're finding women who are as young as 30, 35, they're getting breast cancer. And mammography, because it's not as effective and you get too much radiation, they're actually increasing the age. They're saying you should do it at age 45. But you really need to start doing it as early as possible to find out if you can catch it in stage 1, and then go in and do mammograms if it's required, or MRIs or ultrasound, whatever is required. So that's where we are going. We decided to develop a microfluidic system, license the technology from Lawrence Livermore National Labs, and we developed this microfluidics disc. And on this, we can do 5 different tests which are required. It's a panel of biomarkers that we look for. So if you look carefully in here, the reagents are already placed in these silver pouches, and the antibodies are placed in the microfluidics system. And so then all you do is put a few drops of blood out here, and you put it in an instrument, which is basically this, and it spins. And the disc spins, and the blood now flows out. And as it flows out, it separates the plasma from the blood cells. And this plasma is where the protein markers are. Okay. These protein markers, then the plasma goes into where the reagents are, and the protein markers are captured. So now what you did in a lab, you're able to do in this little machine, and you can take it into pretty much anywhere in the world because it can run on batteries. And so in less than about 15 to 20 minutes, you can find out if someone's got breast cancer. Now, there are people who are trying to develop other systems to do breast cancer detection. But what about when you go into cervical or ovarian, right? Those are imaging systems where you can't really do it with that. So with our system, you can ultimately extend this not only for breast cancer, but ovarian and cervical and prostate and colorectal, etc. So talking about the landscape, there's a massive landscape which is in cancer detection. Like I said earlier, Exact, Thrive, and Guardant, etc., Grail. All of them are developing these biomarker tests, but they are in central labs. So we can go down the road and partner with these guys and take their tests and put it onto this as well. And so now you can make cancer testing available to the larger masses in much shorter time. So that way you don't have to worry about someone really having to leave their homes and come. They can get it done in the tier 3, tier 4 cities and the data goes into the cloud. So up in the cloud, a physician sitting far away, they can be sitting at UCSF or wherever and look at the data coming in from India, for example, right? Or Doctors Without Borders, they can look at the data for some patient that they treated in Timbuktu or in, in South America, and they can tell what's going on and what treatment should be done, right? So you don't have to worry about someone missing the appointment. Now, as far as the results are concerned, we've done about 7 different studies so far, and Lawrence Livermore had actually done one study of 110 patients, and they had shown a sensitivity of 91% and a specificity of about 97%. We repeated the study and we got about 97% sensitivity and 100% specificity. That's with 92 samples. And then we had other data which they gave us, which has been done on a centrifugal microfluidic system, like what I showed you. And there they've done 7 studies and it's averaged about 86 to 87% sensitivity and specificity. That's much better than mammography, which is the standard of care. Standard of care, mammography has a sensitivity specificity of less than 65% sensitivity. That means, it depends on the reading ability of the radiologist. And the specificity is about 3 to 4 false positives per image. So we are able to find something. If there is something, then you go in and get a mammogram, and then you can get started with your treatment. That's the big advantage. And so we have talked to FDA and Dr. Rena Phillips, who's head of IVD, and she said we can get this through a fast track under a breakthrough status through FDA. Now, where we are is we are doing a design for manufacturing. You can see the disc is already developed. I have an earlier version of the disc that we had developed where we tested everything. And while it worked in this, we were not able to scale this up. So now what we are doing is the design for manufacturing, scaling it up. Same thing on the instrument. SOSV Ventures, which is out of New Jersey, they've got IndieBio and Hacks Labs. Hacks, so they've invested about 250 in the company. Then, and Hacks Lab, which is the engineering arm, is helping us with the design for manufacturing of the instrumentation, and another couple of partners. So we are essentially doing an outsourcing model. We are 7 of us in the company. And so there's a microfluidics company close to LA, which is doing the microfluidics design for manufacturing, which I just showed you. And the biochemistry part of it is being done by a company up in Oregon for us. So we are actually ahead of schedule. We had forecasted that we could bring the product out into the market by end of 2023, early 2024. We are expecting, at the rate we are going, assuming we don't hit any potholes or hiccups on the way, we should be able to actually have the product in the market by early 2023.